What's up, guys? So the gang war storyline that's been hinted at in the pages of Amazing Spider-Man over the last few months, it starts this week. There are 3 books that come out on Wednesday, November 29th. Those are The Amazing Spider-Man Gang War First Strike, and this is actually where everything starts. So if you want to read this storyline, definitely pick this up because everything gets kicked off here. But we also have Luke Cage Gang War #1, which I think is going to be a 3 or 4 issue miniseries that ties into this. And then there's also Spider-Woman #1, which ties into this as well. I'm not sure if this is going to be a miniseries or an ongoing. I'm not too sure about this one. But all 3 of these come out on Wednesday. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about them in case you are interested in the storyline. As always, I'm not going to show you any interiors. I don't want to be the source of any leaks or spoilers or anything like that. But I do want to tell you about the story, again, just in case you're interested. So like I said, everything gets started right here. Now, there's not a whole lot of action, big action in this. I mean, there's a little bit. But this is basically putting all of the pieces in place. So we know that back in Amazing Spider-Man #31, Tombstone was basically taken out of the picture. He's not exactly dead, but he's not doing well either. And his absence has kind of left a power vacuum with the other mob bosses of New York. And they are basically trying to figure out how to split up his territory, or really to split up the territories of New York. And you know, everybody wants to be the top dog, right? Well, Tombstone's daughter Janice comes into the picture, and she says that she wants to take over her father's territory. So Hammerhead tells her, you can, but she has to complete a task first, something that seems impossible for her, but she sets out to do it anyway. Now, I will say that there is something in this that is very surprising, something I did not see coming whatsoever, and it made me very interested to see what ramifications that'll have on the story going forward. And I will say that by the end of this book, the gang war has started. Spider-Man realizes that he is going to need a team of allies to help him put it all out because the city's on fire, basically. All of the mob bosses are going at each other, and Spider-Man can't do it alone. So this is, again, this is the beginning. It's basically putting all the pieces in place on the board, and then we're going to go from here. Now, there's also the Spider-Woman #1, which ties into this. Spider-Woman is actually tracking down Hydra to find out what they're up to, and Diamondback, who is one of the mob bosses in the main gang war storyline, he's working with Hydra to push his product. Now, she's also looking for her baby, and this is where I get a little bit confused because it seems like she only barely remembers her baby, and it seems like nobody else really does, and that all has to do with the end of the Spider-Verse storyline and how she was unraveled from reality for a while. So more to come on that. I didn't really understand that part so much. Julia Carpenter, Madam Web, is in this as well, and she says that there is something missing from Jessica Drew's life. And like I said, it does seem like it has something to do with the web of life and how she was unraveled from that. So there's more to come on that. There's a little bit there that I didn't quite understand. But she eventually does track down Diamondback and Hydra, and she deals with them. And then Spider-Man comes calling to get her help with the gang war, which we knew he was going to do that based on the first issue. And then you have Luke Cage Gang War #1. There's been this lingering subplot with Luke Cage with any book that he's appeared in lately because of the Anti-Vigilante Act that Wilson Fisk put into law when he was mayor of New York that basically outlawed vigilantes in New York. And Luke Cage, even though he's mayor, he can't get rid of that law. So one day he's trying to help the police with a bank robbery. There are some robbers with some big high-tech weapons there, but the police won't let him because they say, if you do this, you are breaking the law and we will have to take you in. So he gets really frustrated, but he knows that there's a bigger threat out there. So he actually dons a costume with a mask and everything so that if anybody does see him, they won't know that it's him, or maybe he'll have plausible deniability or both. But then he goes on the hunt for these high-tech thieves that have robbed a bank. Now, he does actually track down some of them, and that's when he realizes that not everything with these robbers is as it seems. And then I think if we stick with the story, we're going to see how that ties into Gang War more. And I won't tell you any more than that, but this one was pretty good too. So a strong start to this Gang War storyline. I love these more street-level stories. I love my big cosmic stuff too, but this is a more street-level story with street-level heroes, and I think it's all going to shake out really well. So again, just wanted to tell you about these 3 books that come out this week if you want to check out the Gang War storyline. And if you do pick these books up this week, let me know what you think about them.